Are you looking for an Australian standard resume template that you can use to up your job application games? Do you need to find out how to update your resume to the Australian standard, especially if you've just come in as an international student or a new immigrant and you're not sure where to start? I got you. You need a job, you have arrived in Australia and you have no idea, absolutely no idea where to start from. I will tell you the first place to start from is revamping your resume, and I'll be delving into it. I'll be showing you guys the template in this video. I'll be going deep into details about what your Australian resume should look like, things you should take out of it or things you should add into it. I would give you a template, an example, one of my old resumes that I used to apply for jobs on arrival in Australia. So if you are interested in that, keep on watching this video and do not go anywhere, okay? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola Lolita. Baby girl is here again with another exciting video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Okay, today guys, we are delving straight right into it. Like I said in the intro, are you looking for a resume template? Have you arrived in Australia? You have applied for jobs and you are not getting called for interview, and you're like, hold up, what exactly am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to change? What do I need to do better for my resume to even be acknowledged by employers? Then keep on watching this video and do not go anywhere, okay? Welcome back, guys. So the first thing I would say is you've arrived in Australia, you need a job. We all know you need a job at some point because you don't pay bills here, you don't have where to stay. You don't pay bills here, you don't eat. It's as simple as that. There's no two way about it. So I will be showing you guys a resume template that I have. I want this video to be short, quick, straight to the point, and very informative. So we're going to dive right into it. So I'm going to put my resume up here. So I'm going to shift to the side so you guys can see. So the resume I have here, okay, so before we start, let me even talk about some of the things your resume should include. First of all, your resume should not be any longer than 2 pages. So if you by chance have a resume that is like 4 pages, my dears, you need to cut things out, remove some things from that resume because it's too long. Nobody has time. Nobody has time to be going through 4 pages. Imagine if there are 40 applicants, 50 applicants, or 20 applicants, and just yours is 4 pages. Reduce it. So first of all, your resume should be 2 pages. So this video is going to be the first part of a series. I figured the best part to start with would be, I'll title it Job Series in Australia, something along those lines. But this is the first part where we're going to be focusing on resume, how to write your resume correctly. Okay, so this is the first part. It will be about 4 to 5 parts about tips for job interviews, questions you should ask when you go for an interview, tips for writing a great resume. So today we are going to first of all talk about what your resume should look like. The next part of this video will be something along the lines of tips to write a great resume and so on and so forth. So if that is something you're interested in, click on the subscribe button so you do not miss anything, okay? So let's continue. So you should see my resume here. This is what my resume looks like when I arrived. Of course, I've taken out some personal details because this is the internet. I'm not going to put all my business out there, okay? So you're going to see, we'll talk about how many parts your resume should have. The first part would be what I call introduction. It should have, so I'll go over what each part is first, then we'll dive deep into each part. The first part should be I have my notes here, so if I'm looking down, that is why. Your first part should be like your personal details, your name, your address, your mobile, and things like that. The next part would be your skill summary, okay? Next after that will be employment history. That is the format I have, so that is what I'm using. Next would be education and further training. I put that together, education and further training. And then the last part in my resume was languages. Okay, so it's not compulsory you add languages, but I felt like it's Australia. There are a lot of foreigners. I just wanted to give myself an extra chance. Like, I speak good English. English is my first language. So I need you to know that when you are looking for applicants for this job position. Okay. So now that we've gone over each section of the resume, let's dive deep into it. So first off, the first part of my resume has address in the letterhead. It has address, it has email address, my mobile number, and my date of birth. Okay, I know some people say do not add your date of birth. Personally, I've always had my date of birth on my resume. This, I would say, is personal preference. I don't know. I felt comfortable putting my age there. I'm just like, okay, just so you know, I'm a young girl applying for this job. I'm agile, I'm fit, and things like that. I left my age on there, which I think is fine. Some people say take your age out. I don't think so. I've gotten jobs in Australia with my age on my resume. So I think it should be a personal preference if you want to or if you don't. So address is important. Well, if you're not comfortable putting your address, it's fine. You don't have to put it. I put my address, I put my email address. Let's come in closer. I know the next video we're going to talk about tips, but let me just pop this on here. Please do not go and put your email. Put a very professional email. Don't go along the lines of sexylolita@gmail.com. Please. Who are you sexing at the job? Why is your email address sexy? Why is it sexy Lolita? I don't understand. So please make your, I know it's funny and you're probably laughing, but on a serious note, create a job email. Once you arrive in Australia, create a job email that you'll be monitoring every day, because you do not want to put it in a random email where you don't check, because mostly they'll send you emails here because they like to keep track of how things are going. So make sure you use a professional email. Next was mobile number. Put your mobile number, and that is that for the heading section. Please remove photo. Photos are not important in Australia. They are not interested in seeing what you look like, because I feel like it could lead to prejudice, or how will I put it? They could judge you based off of your appearance. So do not put your resume. Another tip I will give you: if you are coming from Nigeria, my name is Lolade. Yes, my full name is Ololade. But what did I do when I got here? First of all, I knew it was hard to pronounce Ololade. Not that I'm not proud of my name. I love my name. My name is amazing. But what did I do? I'm like, you know what they say, when you get to Rome, behave like the Romans. I had to try and adjust to the system here. And back when I was in school in Russia, they always call me Lola, Lola, Lola. So I was like, you know what? It's easier for everyone to remember Lola, and I've stuck with that. I've been stuck with that for years now, and I don't mind it. So when you get to Australia, if your name is Babatunde or something, they might end up calling you Baba or Tunde, or I don't know, if that is just a random example. But if your name can be switched up so it sounds, not necessarily sounds English, but it's easier to pronounce, do that for yourself. It will go a long way. Okay, so shorten your name if you have to. Don't change your surname, because I know people have said sometimes they don't get called back, especially when they put like our typical Nigerian or African name or international names. But when they put something like Smith John or something like that, they get called for interviews. I don't know how true that is. My name has always been Lola Ogoyinka on my resume. That has always been what it has been, and I've gotten job interviews based off of that. My skill summary is the next part. Now we're moving on to skill summary. We're going to make it quick. I'm going to leave it here on the screen, and this is what my template looks like. I put what your skill summary should include, things you know you are good at. So I put fast learner, excellent customer service skills, ability to meet targets and deadlines, something like I'm hardworking, I'm reliable. If you give me this job, I will get to work. Let there be rain or sunshine, I will get to work. If you just give me the opportunity, I can do this job. That's basically what you're trying to say. Ability to multitask. And so I'm not going to read everything out because we're not going for a long video. You can pause this video and read what I have on the screen. Next was my employment history. So here I would say employment history needs to go from the newest to the oldest. So if maybe your last job in Nigeria, you need to put that at the top, and then subsequently you put your old jobs below or after that. So here I've left this on here because I just felt like I would leave it as a tip. When I got to my new city here in Tasmania, before I found a job here, I decided to do what? I went in to start volunteering at Salvos. Salvos is short form for Salvation Army. So when you get to Australia and you've not found a job, look for like places that you can actually volunteer for free. It is free. Like you're not getting paid, but you get experience. And at the end of the day, you can use some of these managers as your reference. Especially if you're new in Australia and you've not gotten any real connection, I've not found anyone you can use for reference. Go to these places. Actually, I just walked in. I looked for them online and I walked in and I was like, okay, I would like to volunteer here. And they were like, sure. Do you have experience before? I had a bit of retail experience before. And they were like, would love to have you, because most of these, like charity, Salvation Army is like a charity shop. They thrive on volunteers because they're trying to, what they do is they sell some of the things people donate, and then they use that to help people in the community. So they kind of thrive on volunteers that are not getting paid, that just come in. And you don't have to do 9 to 5. Usually it's like 3 hours to 5 hours, depending on when you're available. That is it. It's just something you do because you want to do it. Okay, let's move on. I put so for my employment, you need to put the date. Like I started November 2020 and I left till present. I'm currently not there anymore, but I just left this for example purposes. So you put on there if it's a volunteer role, or if it's a paid role, then you just remove volunteer. So I specified there volunteer, then I put Salvos, and then I put my responsibilities, the things I did at that job. First of all, I put attending to customers as a sales assistant, keeping the store clean and tidy, using the AFT POS machine, that's the payment machine here, helping customers with their shopping needs. Then next, after each of my job applications, each of my job employment history, I always put my achievement. Okay, it's very important. So my achievement was like, okay, tell me as an employee, a future employee, a prospective employee, what exactly can you do? So for my achievement, I put developed great teamwork and communication skills, gained knowledge in customer service. So these were some of the things I picked up while I was volunteering at Salvos. And I put that on my resume because this resume, I used it to apply for a retail job. Retail job here equals sales assistant. Okay. And yeah, that was the first job I got in my new city, and it paid my bills well, actually. Okay. So next, let's go to the next job. I put November 2018 till June 2020. This was while I was in Sydney, and it was a team member. I was a team member. It was a casual position. So this was paid. And then I put the company, you put the name of the company, and then you put your responsibilities again. After you put your responsibilities, you put your achievement. Okay, I did A, B, C, and D. Like that's under responsibilities. Then achievement is, okay, what did I do? So let's say you were working at this job and your manager commended you and they were like, wow, Lola, you have the highest rate of picking for the warehouse for that day. Well done. So you put that like you were recognized for your achievement in the first few months when you started work, things along those lines. Achievement development, I said I developed great teamwork ethics. I developed excellent customer skills. I developed great work ethics, and I acquired a great knowledge of inventory management, store procedures, and standards. Most of these places, they have, okay, this is how much we want you to make for the month and stuff like that. But regardless, if you don't make that much, it's not like they're taking anything from your salary. It's just they always have like, okay, this is how much we want you to make, just try and meet that target, interact more with customers, blah blah blah. So it was also like a sales job, and yeah, that was it. Then achievement, I talked about the things I achieved at that job. What were the skills transferable skills I was able to get from that job. And I talked about it here. Also, next part, we'll go into education and further training. One tip I would give you is, let's say you come in as an engineer. See, you come into Australia, it will take a little bit for maybe to find that engineering job. Let's say you're an engineer, please do not be coming and be saying, I cannot do this kind of job, because it's just for a little while. It's just for a little while, and you would accelerate your career with time. So what did I do? I am from an engineering background, but when I came here into my new city, I started doing a diploma course in project management. So what did I do? Because I didn't want to reduce my chances of actually getting hired for a job, because there's something like being overqualified for a job. So it's a situation of, excuse me, you're an engineer, what are you applying for retail jobs for? We don't think you're a good match for our company. So they might just take you out immediately. So what did I do? I didn't put my engineering degree. No, it's not on that resume. You can see it here. I put 2020 to 2022 Australia Institute of Business and Technology. That's the school I went to, diploma of project management. So that was like the highest thing I did. Then I put some of the other certificates, little certificates I got here in Australia. I put working with vulnerable people, check, and then I put first aid certificates. I feel like first aid certificates might come in handy as someone working in retail or any other job, because it's that kind of skill where there might be a little accident at work, and since you are certified as a first aider, you might be able to help quickly. So they see that and they're like, okay, that's really good, we like that. And then I put, so because I named this education and further training, I put advanced computer skills / Windows Microsoft. I put like, I know how to use Word, know how to use Excel, I know how to use PowerPoint. Basically, I was trying to tell them I'm to a level computer savvy, because simply because it's a retail job, you're going to be using the system to do things around. And yeah, so I put that on there just to tell them, okay, oh, this job, I can do it. Basically, I moved on to languages. Languages, I put English, I'm a native speaker. Yoruba language, which is my native language, I'm a native speaker. Argue with your telephone if you think I cannot speak my language. Excuse you. Next, Russian. I put advanced level of knowledge and competency, because I lived in Russia for a while. I did my bachelor's there. I do speak Russian. And also, like with retail jobs, they kind of like it if you have an extra language, because sometimes you have foreigners that actually come in and they know, okay, oh, Lola speaks Russian, I'm sure she can help this customer to a level, something like that. They were actually, at least where I was working, they gave like a little note on your badge that says like you speak an extra language, something along those lines. So I'm sure you've that is all on my resume. That is what you can see, and I've not really changed anything. I just took out personal details. What I would say, another thing I would say would be use keywords. That would be in the next video anyway, but like use keywords for your job application. So like if the job application said something like okay, actually we'll just talk about that in the next video. I'm sorry guys, I started going to it. I'm inside the mood. I'm in the mood. Okay, so I would talk about that in my next video. Kindly click on the subscribe button, like, share, and yeah, share this video everywhere you can. Like, share, comment, and yes, that would be all for this video. So let's just do a quick recap. The last part I would say would be referees. Some people put references on their resume. I think at some point I was putting references, but then I removed references also because I wanted them to be like, okay, because I could have applied for this job 3 months ago and you're asking, you just contact my reference from nowhere. I wanted that thing where, okay, you contact me back if you're interested in my job application and be like, okay, can we have references? That way I can quickly call people I plan on using for reference and be like, hey, please, so and so might contact you. I applied for a job and they've asked for reference and I've put you for reference. Please, before you put anyone down for reference, I'm begging you, make sure that you let them know. It is just simple courtesy. Courtesy demands, you can't ask me to be your reference and we've not spoken for a few years and I don't even know, and someone calls me out of the blue and in my head, not that I don't even want to help you, I might have forgotten a few things. So make sure you get permission before you use anyone as your reference. Ask them, is it okay if I use it as my referee? I'm looking for a job, and make sure they are okay with it, because you don't want to use someone, don't get use someone that has a grudge against you as reference, because it can go both ways. They can be like, this person did not perform well. And honestly, let me tell you something. Wherever you work, please, wherever you work, do not be sluggish or do not be non-hardworking, because especially if you're using an Australian, they're not going to lie for you or that, oh, this person is this and that, when they are not. They are going to say exactly how it is, how you worked with them. That is exactly how they are going to give it to you. to people that ask for reference. So please do not lie about do not portray a bad image at your work and expect that when you go back to ask this manager to be your reference, they will say good things about you. They'll only say good things about you if you actually worked well and you did good things. Okay, so please make note of that. When you do find this job, a lot of people are looking for jobs. I'm not even going to lie. When you finally find this job, hold on to it, do your best. Know it's just for a little while and do not be discouraged. Okay, that is all I just wanted to say. Okay, I hope this video makes sense. If you have any questions, baby girl and boys, leave it for me in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I've tried to make this video short, but summer is still long summer. But please, I hope you guys have watched it up to here. Thank you all so much for watching. Do you have any questions for me? Was this insightful? Was it helpful in any way? If it was, give this video a massive thumbs up. Like this video, share this video, and by the way, we are monetized now. Do not skip my advert. Do not skip my advert. Let me come closer. Please do not skip my advert. I need money. We all need money, so do not skip my advert. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you, and I would see you all in my next video. Okay, bye.